A lot of influencers who garner a fan base sometimes take that power a little bit too far, to the point where all of that fame and notoriety goes right into their head and they start thinking that they're above the law. Unfortunately, in a lot of cases, the rules still apply no matter how many followers or subscribers you have. That's why today we'll be looking at the top 10 influencers exposed for breaking the rules. But first, if you could do us a big favor and please tap that like button, we'd really appreciate it. And with that out of the way, let's begin. Coming in number 10, Olivia Jade. Olivia Jade is a YouTube personality and daughter of Lori Loughlin. Olivia has just over 1.8 million subscribers on her page and primarily posts vlog videos relating to beauty, fashion, and lifestyle. Although she was tangled in a web of lies after her parents tried to bribe the college admissions at USC to accept her into their school. More embarrassing was all of these staged photos that were leaked that were supposed to back up the claims that she was on a rowing team. They believed that they could somehow make it appear that she got into the university on a sports scholarship. Then these photos of her on the rowing machine came out and everyone started ridiculing them. All of this information was released when Olivia's father ran into a little bit of an issue. According to the court documents, the issue arose when a counselor at his daughter's school spoke with a rep from USC. The counselor said that they had no knowledge of Olivia's involvement in the rowing team and highly doubted the possibility based on what they knew about her vlogging schedule. Which, so unfortunate. Coming number 9, Rita Ora. Rita was so desperate to celebrate her 30th birthday party that she decided to play fast and loose with London's lockdown rules, and by that I mean ignore them completely. Not only that, but she tried to cover this whole thing up real hard. From what I've read online, I believe the only reason the police had been directed to Rita's case is because she actually had someone turn off the security cameras as her guests arrived at the restaurant. Police say that CCTV hard drives were reformatted 2 days after her party, and what that did was completely wipe out all of the footage from the previous month. I mean, bit of a whoopsie. And that was kind of like basically waving a red flag in a cop's face. Now the unfortunate thing here is that the restaurant she went to is also struggling, so of course they're going to take any offer for work. Apparently a representative for Rita reached out asking if the restaurant would host a party for them, and in turn they would pay them almost $7,000 to make it happen. Well, they didn't frame it like that, they offered $7,000 for drinks and nibbles. A local government official also told news outlets that a hearing had been scheduled to decide whether or not the restaurant's license should be revoked. The bizarre thing is that the authorities aren't even investigating Rita for trying to pay off the restaurant to engage in these illegal activities in the first place. Coming in number 8, Tom Brady. Tom Brady is a freak of nature when it comes to his skills on the football field, and with his big trade to Tampa Bay, the state of Florida was going to have to contain his excessive need to work out. I mean, you'd think he'd have a gym in his house or something, but Brady was actually caught working out in a park that was closed due to the pandemic. The best part was when a city worker walked over to tell him that the park was closed, he thought he was just coming over for an autograph. I mean, if you're Tom Brady, most people coming over to you are asking for an autograph, so that's a fair assumption. The City of Tampa's Twitter account even tweeted at him saying, "Sorry Tom Brady, our Tampa Parks Rec team can't wait to welcome you and our entire community back with even bigger smiles. Until then, stay safe and stay home as much as you can to help flatten the curve." Coming in number 7, Zara Holland. Love Island star Zara Holland found herself in a lot of trouble after traveling during the pandemic. Her and her boyfriend were arrested after they allegedly tried to flee Barbados even though he had tested positive for COVID. Upon arriving on the Caribbean island on December 27th, they were tested for the virus the following day, but they were also instructed to stay at the Sugar Bay Hotel in Hastings until the results were known. The next day, officials discovered that she had actually left without permission, and so she had to be intercepted at the airport. The breach of the rules can carry a jail term of up to a year and a maximum fine of around $50,000. In her apology, she said, "I'm currently working closely with the local authorities to rectify any issues on my part and will issue an update and full statement, which I think is the only right thing to do to the government and citizens of Barbados." Adding, "I have been a guest of this lovely island in excess of 20 years and would never do anything to jeopardize an entire nation that I have nothing but love and respect for and which has treated me as a family." But you did. Coming number 6, Cheater for Life. In 2013, the StarCraft 2 player known as Life had been absolutely dominating tournaments. He became the youngest person ever to win a GSL tournament, and then he was the MLG champ back-to-back years. However, in 2015, a deep-seated match-fixing scandal in the Korean StarCraft 2 community found Life and many others coming under investigation by not just the Korean Esports Association, but the Korean law enforcement as well. Going as far back as January of that year, Life was found to have received money to fix matches and would even place bets on them. Following the investigation, Life was arrested by the Changwon prosecutor's office on charges of receiving money for match fixing. This scandal shook the SC2 community once learning about Life's deep involvement. He was sentenced to 18 months in jail and a lifetime suspension from any Korean esports tournaments. Seems like a pretty light sentence. Coming in number 5, Amber Heard. Amber Heard willfully lied to US immigration by telling them that her British personal assistant was just a friend and was not working unlawfully. Her former aide, Kate James, who was fired by the actress in February 2015, alleged in a high court battle that Miss Heard deliberately smuggled her dogs into Australia, which led her to being caught breaching quarantine rules and overall thinking that she was above the law. The claims were made in a witness statement by Miss James, which was submitted to the High Court as part of Johnny Depp's libel action against the Sun newspaper. But it's Amber Heard, so was anyone really surprised? Coming in number 4, Lance Armstrong. In 2012, champion cyclist Lance Armstrong denied that he ever relied on performance-enhancing drugs. He referred to the doping allegations against him as outlandish and heinous. However, when the US anti-doping agency released compelling evidence, the cyclist's house of lies crumbled. The agency released about 1,000 pages of evidence in doping allegations against Armstrong and his teammates. This led to him being stripped of 7 Tour de France titles and bronze Olympic medal. Plus, his secret forced him to step down as chairman of the Livestrong Foundation. Armstrong would later give a detailed account of his doping to Oprah Winfrey in 2013. Coming number 3, Leafy. Back in 2017, Leafy decided to take a long break from YouTube, and because of this, his popularity on the platform took a huge hit. Not that long ago though, he announced via Drama Alert that he would be making his return, but posting much less. Well, now he'll be posting even less content than usual because YouTube terminated his account. A screen cap of the ban was even posted by Keemstar that said, "This account has been terminated due to multiple or severe violations of YouTube's policy prohibiting content designed to harass, bully, or threaten." And this comes after Leafy had uploaded many videos that centered around the Twitch streamer Pokimane. He called her out for her content repeatedly, which is something that his fans believe contributed to his expulsion from YouTube. Coming number 2, Kendall Jenner. With the pandemic, a lot of people celebrating their birthdays had to find alternatives because social gatherings have been severely limited to protect people from catching the virus. However, when you're one of these specials like Kendall Jenner, you can just throw $1 million party and not get shut down. During Halloween weekend, as cases in the US climbed to nearly 100,000 per day, Kendall celebrated with a packed party filled with celebrities not wearing masks. In fact, the only people that were actually smart enough to wear a mask were the staff that had to work this event. Perhaps one of the dirtiest scandals though was the fact that she had pieces of paper all around the party that specifically told people not to post about it on social media. However, once that photo was out, it was game over for Kendall. Twitter absolutely blasted these celebrities for their blasé attitude towards this pandemic. And last but certainly least, in our number 1 spot, Gabby Demartino. Beauty YouTuber Gabby Demartino came under attack in 2020 after she posted a video to her OnlyFans account. The video that she posted was a video of herself except as a toddler. To make things even more confusing, she charged $3 for the content and captioned it with, "Won't put my panties on." I just feel gross even quoting that. Fans immediately began accusing her of distributing CP and with making people who bought the video the unknowing possessors of such abhorrent content. She wasn't charged with any crimes, but the Adult Performers Guild president did tell the Daily Beast that she reported Gabby to the FBI. Then on top of that, a rep from OnlyFans confirmed with the press that they suspended her account for violating their terms of service. And that has been the top 10 influencers exposed for breaking the rules. But before we get out of here, I'm gonna check out some of your comments from the video titled "Billie Eilish accused again of being racist." Doof says, "Honestly, I feel like people are just taking this the wrong way." Honestly, you are 100% correct. Dual Khan says, "Being a fan of a cartoon doesn't mean she is racist. She might be relating to other aspects of the character's persona." Cool hair, by the way. I couldn't agree more. I don't think this was racist at all. I think people are just reaching. They're just reaching now for anything, and especially because it's Billie Eilish, people want to take her down even more. Why? I don't know. And for the cool hair, by the way, comment, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Mackenzie Bryant says, "I'm perfectly fine with people relating them to animated characters in positive ways." Yeah, as long as we're all talking about the positive aspects of a certain character, what's wrong with people relating to it? A person wrote it for fans to enjoy. So I think they would be happy that someone as big as Billie Eilish is enjoying their character. Peachy Panda 28 says, "I think everyone could use a little break from the internet and the drama and find something to be happy about instead of anything to be butthurt about." Yeah, at this point it feels like literally anything to be butthurt about. That's all they want. But instead, they just need, I don't know, meditation, water, family, love. Gary Cook says, "I agree this PC culture and saying everything is racist is devaluing the word itself." 100% it is. 100%. That was my point with that video, was that we just can't keep calling everything that one word, nor any other word that this PC culture has been abusing again and again and again. I also just said the A word that I think might get beeped at too, but hey, we'll see. Either way guys, that has been today's top 10. Thank you so much for watching. I've been your host Johnny Rogers, and until next time, stay classy YouTube, or at least try.
This fake stuff within like.
No.
Look back on 2 months of what was. You need to look back on.
Yeah.
Once in the future.
And realize.
Right?
Yeah, and realize that on the other side of despair is happiness.
Exactly.
Little tidbit in the intro there for you all. Life is a roller coaster.
It is.